felt the air rise up in me, down, clear the stone of leaves. I wander out where you can't see. Inside my shell, I wait and bleed. I felt the air rise up in me, down, clear the stone of leaves. I wander out where you can't see. Inside my shell, I wait and bleed.
Well, how was that for an intro? Mr. Robbie came to me and says, "Hey, Tin Man, I want a custom amp, some custom colors, and initially I only wanted 4-pill, but let's go that route." So we started off with the 4-pill. Before I got it built, Robbie said, "Let's go ahead and add a driver and stage it." So we did. That being said, we have a Tin Man MTM 4.1 HG 2879. Forgot to add the V on there, but I will replace that. But the V definitely gives that away. You have a 2879 HG driving 4 HG 2879s, and then your staging back there, of course. Now, as you've seen from the intro, we definitely have purple, which is kind of a blacklight color. Your amp number is, or your serial number is 125204. This was a custom color. He initially wanted red. I believe he works on vintage guitar amps or various things to do with like some vintage stereo equipment. That's where this metallic gold, and it does have a little bit of clear on it, but it is not a high gloss. It's kind of a low gloss, just to make it kind of look that antique looking. He did ask for the Tin Man 1.0 grill covers, which has the metal back, kind of the retro, what I call it, 1.0. And it being staged, you have your 4-pill and your 1-pill. Now, being said, the 1-pill at this current point does not work unless you have the 4-pill section on. So, let's go ahead and start out. We're going to start off with the let's see here. I need to get one more microphone. I think I'll be all right. We're going to start off with the striker. And the striker does, we can show. Hello, about 75 or so watts PEP, and we're just going to hit the straight 4-pill section. What we have up here on the meters, 500 watt. Look at what time it is, guys. 1:21 a.m. It's pretty early. So a 500 watts, so we'll be reading the middle scale. 10's 100. 20 is 200, 30 is 300, 40 is 400, and 50 is 500. Oh boy, I'll get through this. 1,000 in PEP, reading the bottom scale. And then again, 20 is 200, 40 is 400, 60 is 600, 80 is 800, and 100 is 1,000. So we'll be reading the bottom scale. 5 watt between or going directly to the dummy load, and then a 5 watt between the amplifier and the radio. Let me turn off these other radios for interference. Go on with the show. Hello. So right there at 400 bird, and what's our voltage at? Hello. 4.7 volts. 400 bird. Hello. 700, and we'll say 50 peak. Not too bad with just a 4-pill and a little striker. Now the striker is a little bit of a hotter striker. They consider it to be a comp tune. I just purchased it that way, yeah. So moving on. Yeah, we'll hit up the Galaxy. Let's see here. Here we go. Now, that being said, we're going to go and turn the variable all the way up. The variable only works when the one-pill driver is on. So, with the Striker being kind of a high-powered radio, of course, you know, we did not run the driver at all. Now we have it back the same setup. PEP is on. Audio 500 average. Hello 800p. That is very, very, very strong box. What was our voltage dropping down to? Let's see here. Hello. See, we dropped down to about 14.3 there. So it definitely have a little bit of a carrier drop to it. Hello audio. Less than a half a watt on the dummy load, and less than a quarter watt on the radio side. So, and of course, no SWRs. Your VSWRs are clean. Now, with that being said, customer asked for a fuse on the back side of the amp. So we put a nice big 150 amp fuse on the back of the amp. He requested Andersons. We put a 175 amp Andersons with 4-gauge wire. And that being said, and of course, here's his other jumper side, 175 amp, and he wanted 3/8 copper ends. So there you go, Mr. Robbie. It's been a pleasure with a double measure. I don't know what else I can do for you. With that being said, 100% custom shop, guys. I can get your cases painted, built any way you want them. 9 times out of 10, there's still that one time you might have something that you can't do. But you know, you get some pretty wildish stuff that people want built. So yeah, I did put got some sticky stuff here. Well, I'll get that off. Did put your big old hefty rubber feet on the bottom, and yep. That being said, let me do this. Alright, I got sticky stuff all over my hands. Must be from tape. I've got it all over the Andersons. But, yep. Even, look at the OCD, how they match up. That's bad. Oh, the wires. That's the other thing. I mean, when you start doing some of this stuff, you just kind of get a little OCD on stuff matching up. Thank you, guys. Robbie. Appreciate it, buddy. You guys take care.